Hi, and welcome back to the Study Legal English YouTube channel. I'm Louise, and today we are covering a topic that even advanced legal English learners can struggle with. It's the pronunciation of ED endings with regular verbs. Today we're covering 30 verbs that you absolutely will use as a lawyer, and stick around because we're going to look at the rules involved in the pronunciation, and then afterwards we're going to do a test so that you can actually apply the rules and pronounce these words correctly. Head over to studylegalenglish.com/episode 151 to download the slides for this episode. And as always, please like the video, subscribe, and share it with a friend, a colleague. It helps me to grow my channel. So, are you ready? Let's go. Let's have a quick introduction to the topic. Okay, in English, the ED ending is used to form the past tense and past participles of regular verbs. But did you know that the ED ending is not always pronounced in the same way? In fact, there are 3 different pronunciations. We've got the t sound, the d sound, and the id sound. Don't worry, it's not as complicated as it sounds, so let's break it down. Let's learn how to use them correctly. The t sound rule. You use the t when the verb ends in an unvoiced consonant, such as p, k, f, s, sh, ch. These unvoiced consonants are when we're not actually engaging, really, the vocal cords. It's not like sounds where you're using your vocal cords, such as B, G. You can hear there that I'm actually voicing those letters, right? Let's look at some examples to help you understand what I mean here. Help, helped, helped. Okay, you hear that it ends with a t sound. Stop, stopped. Miss, missed. I'm not saying helped, stopped, missed. I'm saying helped, stopped, missed. You've got a t sound at the end. Let's move on to the next rule, the D sound rule. When the verb ends in a voiced sound, so the opposite of what we just looked at, we use the d sound, which is a hard D sound, right? So you use it with vowels, A, E, I, O, U, B, G, V, Z, or Z, M, N, L, R. Okay, all of those sounds we're engaging our vocal cords to make. Let's look at some examples to make it clearer. Claim, m. I pronounce the M at the end. I'm engaging my vocal cords. Claimed, d, claimed. File, filed. Argue, argued. Claimed, argued, filed. I'm not saying claimed, filed, argued. It doesn't end with a T sound, but it ends with a D sound. Let's move on to the next rule, the id sound. Okay, we use the id sound when the verb ends in a T or a D. It adds an extra syllable. This is the ending that a lot of beginners, when they start learning English, they use this sound on every single ED ending. So it makes them say things like, I claimed in the court, I filed the documents in court. And of course, it's the incorrect pronunciation for those words. We can look at some examples here of the id sound when it's correctly used. Wait, waited. Wait, waited. End, ended. Decide, decided. So you can see there we're adding an extra syllable, waited. All right, let's move on and see if you can actually apply these rules in practice in action. Can you pronounce these words correctly? You're going to see a word on screen, you're going to try to pronounce it, and then I will give you the correct pronunciation afterwards. Let's have a look. Reached. It's got a T ending because it ends in the word itself ends in a ch, and the ch, we don't engage the vocal cords, right? What about this one? This one is missed, missed. Again, this, you don't engage the vocal cords, right? So it's got a T ending. Challenged, challenged, because the j, I'm engaging my vocal cords, right? So challenged, we pronounce the d on the end. What about this one? Protected, protected. We use the id ending, we add a syllable because it ends in a T. This one should be easy then. Objected, objected, same situation, right? Argued, argued, because it ends in a vowel. When we have vowels, we engage our vocal cords, right? So it ends in a hard D. Submitted, submitted. We have the ID ending because it ends in a T, the submit, the base, the root form of the verb, right? Okay. Executed, executed, another id ending. Number 9. Claimed, claimed. Okay, he claimed. It ends in a D because the is vocalized. Okay, we can't say he claimed. It would sound strange. What about this one? Negotiated, negotiated. Because we've got the T before the ED, right? The T, so then we add the id, the extra syllable. Okay, great job. Are you ready for the next ones? Because there's 10 more to go. In fact, there's 20 more to go, but let's take it one step at a time. You're doing great. Again, we've got some more words. Enforced. It's got a D ending because here the C is pronounced enforced. We start engaging the vocal cords, right? In fact, it almost sounds like a Z sound, enforced. Okay. Next one. Applied, applied, because we've got an I there, it's a vowel, we engage our vocal cords, so we're putting a D sound on the end. All right. Awarded, 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 because it ends in a D, and then we put that extra syllable on there. Processed, processed, because the s here, we're not engaging the vocal cords, right? It's a s sound. So we've got the T ending. All right, this one, resolved, resolved. It's got a D ending. We're engaging our vocal cords before. Next one, past, past, because as you can see here, hopefully the rule is sinking in there. The s sound is not, we're not engaging the vocal cords, right? Okay. So this one, granted, granted, because it ends in a T. Act, act, with a T sound ending because the k, it's voiceless, right? Okay. Advised, advised, because although we've got an S here, we pronounce it quite like a z. We are actually engaging our vocal cords there. So in that case, we end in a D sound. We don't say I advised with a T. It's a D sound, right? Hoped, hoped, because the p coming before, we don't actually voice. Okay, well done. You're doing really great. Hopefully you're getting most of these correct. If you're not, don't worry. You can review this video again and practice your pronunciation all of this week so that you improve. Let's continue with the next and the final 10, okay? Let's have a look. Helped, helped. Because it ends in a P, the P is voiceless. Filed with a hard D, because the file, we're engaging our voice cords there with the L sound. Interpreted, interpreted, because the T comes before the ED. Stopped, stopped, with a T sound because of the P. A common mistake would be for English learners to say, I stopped, I stopped. Okay, of course that's incorrect. It's stopped. Okay, settled, settled, with a D sound because of the L. We are engaging our vocal cords. Next one, faked, faked, with a T sound because the K is voiceless. Implemented, implemented, because of the T. You should definitely get this one correct then. Supported, supported. Okay, I supported. With a ED sound, with a ID, really like the id sound, because with the extra syllable, because we've got the T, right? Appealed, appealed, because we've got the L, and so we just put the D on the end, not appealed or appealed. Okay? Final one. You must get this one correct. Hopefully, after all of these, you must get this one correct. Drafted, drafted. So it's got the ED, the id sound, okay, or the ID ending, the id, drafted. An extra syllable because we've got the T, okay? All right, so how many did you get correct? Did you note down, are we talking 50%, 20%, 90%, 100%? Let me know. You did a great job watching this video as well, because doing this, you're going to improve your pronunciation. So let me know how you did. Write a message in the comments. And of course, remember that if you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and, of course, share it with a friend. Don't forget also that you can join my Facebook group, the Study Legal English Facebook group. You can also find me on Instagram. I am @LegalEnglisher. So thanks for watching and see you next time.